Hi YouTube, welcome back to Erin with a Hobby. Today I'll be discussing and talking about some of the shows that I have watched so far in the year of 2020. So this is a bit more of a relaxed, chill video. And I'll just be discussing some of the shows that I've watched. It's basically all the shows I've watched, and I'll also be listing the ones that I am currently watching or have taken a bit of a break from because some of them are quite long. But without further ado, let's get on into the video. So first I'm going to be discussing the shows that I am still currently in the middle of watching. So the first show that I'm still in the middle of watching is the Winx Club animated series. So that includes the Winx Club, all of the movies, and World of Winx. I am not including Fate the Winx Saga. That is a separate thing where I will hopefully, maybe, watch that at a different time. But I started watching Winx Club on the 28th of the 1st. So I have been watching it for a while. But basically the way I do it is I watch a season, then I take a break. And so I have watched season 6 and I am now taking a short break to watch some other shows. Okay, the next two shows I'm going to discuss are shows that I'm actually watching with my mum. So these will take me a little bit longer to get through. So the first one is The Crown on Netflix. So this is a show that follows basically the history of the royal family and following Queen Elizabeth, who is currently still our queen at the moment. So Mum and I are currently, I think we've just finished season 2, but yeah, we are currently watching it on Netflix at the moment. The other show that Mum and I are watching is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that is on Disney Plus that we are watching that. So this is one we just wanted that had a bit more action happening to it, and so we're a few episodes in and we're quite enjoying it at the moment. And the last show that I am currently watching at the moment is Trickster, the anime, and I'm watching that through Anime Lab. So this is the short series that I've decided to watch for the time being until I can get back into watching Winx Club. I started watching Trickster on the 15th of May this year. So taking me a little bit to get through, but I have other things to keep me occupied throughout the day. But yeah, those are the shows that I'm currently watching. Now let's get on to the TV shows and animated shows that I finished watching this year. Okay, so the first show that I have finished watching this year is Nekopara. And so I watched it from the 9th of March to the 15th of March. So I really enjoyed this show. I gave it like a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to stop watching it. So basically Nekopara follows cats, except the cats are cat girls. And so there's a whole system set in place for how cats can interact and do things. And it basically follows like 6 cats, I think it is, and they're just cute. And it's just a fun, lighthearted show, and I really enjoyed it and was able to watch it really quickly. The next show that I watched was the recent updated last season of Big Hero 6, the series. So I really enjoyed the movie Big Hero 6, and when I found out that there was an animated show that went with it, I quickly watched it. And so recently this year, a 3rd season was released, and I watched that on the 25th of March to also the 25th of March because there was only 5 episodes within that season 3. I really enjoyed it. They're a bit short for my taste, and I could like it. I probably wouldn't mind a bit more, but it expands the story and it shows how Big Hero 6 grows after the end of the movie. So I really enjoyed watching it. The next show that I watched this year was Heaven's Official Blessing, which is an Korean, I think, anime. It's not like a normal Japanese anime. It's slightly different. But I quite enjoyed it. So I watched it from the 26th of March to the 27th of March. So I basically binged all 12 episodes in one day. I kind of enjoyed it. There's a lot of stuff that could be expanded upon, and apparently there is a manhwa or a bit of a manga that goes with it, and I will most likely be trying to get my hands on it to get some more information so that I can find out all of the hidden backstory that went with it. And I would definitely recommend watching it if you are interested. Okay, so the next 2 shows are shows that I watched with my mum when we were in lockdown for 3 days. I know it's not as much, but we did not have as much to do, so we sat and we watched 2 shows. The first show we watched was WandaVision on Disney Plus. So we literally watched all 9 episodes that are out in one sitting. We both really enjoyed it. The start is a bit slow, I will admit. I think it's the first 3 episodes when it's all in the black and white and actually sitcom-y. And you only get bits and pieces of what the actual plot is. But once it got past that, it really picked up, and I really, really enjoyed watching. It's a great show to watch, especially if you are a fan of Marvel or if you're a fan of the sitcoms. But the thing is, if you haven't watched any of the other Marvel movies, you will not get anything that happens in this show, because there's a few characters that are introduced that were from other movies, and just the things that they discuss, you won't understand what's happening if you haven't caught up with the movies. There you go. So, but still a good watch if you enjoy Marvel. The other show that we watched in that 3-day lockdown was Bridgerton. We really enjoyed it. There was some really funny scenes. I didn't rate it as high as WandaVision, but I think that's because it wasn't as a fantasy. It was more just that set back in historical time, but then a little bit of a twist to it. Like, I loved the characters of Bridgerton, and I loved the costumes and the outfits, and then the whole gossip thing was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. However, it is an adult show because there are some very heavy sex scenes, and if you are not willing to watch that, or you're young and you don't want to watch it, then possibly either skip the scenes or possibly skip Bridgerton until you're a bit older, or you don't, or leave it for something else. Because some of the scenes do lead to the story a bit, but it's sort of, you've got to just sort of have a bit of a taste for it. Otherwise it's not the nicest thing all the time to watch. Took me by surprise the first time, but I sat through the show because I enjoyed everything else that was happening, so I wanted to see how it ended. Also, there is supposed to be a second season coming out of Bridgerton shortly, and I cannot wait to watch that when it comes out. The last show that I have watched so far this year is Criminal Minds Suspect Behavior, which I watched from the 24th of April to the 26th of April. Now, I love Criminal Minds. That show is probably one of my new favorites. I watched that last year, and it took me a couple of months to watch all 15 seasons. Oh my gosh. When I found out that there was 2 other shows linked with Criminal Minds, I was like, sign me up. I want to see what happens. I don't care if this doesn't follow the characters that I love. If it doesn't follow Spencer and Penelope and the team at the FBI, I don't care. It's Criminal Minds. It gives me a bit more of behavioral analysts. So I really enjoyed it. I am a bit annoyed though, because they're not making any more. And the end of the episodes that they have ends on such a cliffhanger. And it's like, what? How can they do that? Oh my gosh, I'm a little annoyed. But there will probably be a fanfic or something I can find that will go with that. But I really enjoyed it, and I will be watching the other one, which is, I think, Across the Border. I think is the other one that's there, and I think there's a few seasons of that. So hopefully there's no cliffhanger ending. Hopefully not. Would be amazing if that didn't happen. Okay, so they are all the shows that I have watched this year and am still watching. I will do another video talking about some of the shows I have previously watched, like before I did up my YouTube channel. If that would be something that would be interesting, I'm more than happy to do that video. And again, probably at the end of the year, I will go through the rest of the shows that I've watched from now until the end. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I hope they enjoyed this a bit more relaxed setting. I just don't really have the energy to set up everything fancy today. So I just thought, let's just do a chill, sit on the couch and discuss some shows that I've watched, because basically you sit on a couch and watch shows anyway. So What does it matter if I do the shows on the couch, talk about them on the couch? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of me discussing my hobbies, subscribe down below and go and watch some of my other videos that I have discussing some of my other hobbies. And if you like this video, hit the like button so that I know that these sort of videos go well. Okay, and I hope everyone has a lovely day and continues to live well. Bye, guys.